Hi everybody, thank you all very much for coming back. I'm really sorry that this video wasn't up last week. I did mention that Finley was being a bit of a troublemaker, but I think he's growing out of his nap, so it's really difficult to film and set all my cameras up, and because he can't be in the room when I film because there would be no video being filmed if the camera would be over there, lights wouldn't, I couldn't have the lights, so I couldn't have the lights on, he would just be going mental. So because of that, I am trying something a little bit new today. I've got my camera set up as usual, but I'm actually filming at night. So again, I apologise for this video being a bit late. Oh, I'm so rubbish at uploading on time. I'm really going to try now. Now I've got these lights all set up and I think that it's going to be okay. I can film at night when he's in bed, so it's, what is it, 8:30 now. Did you see the clip in my hair then when I turned round? I've got, you know, like how celebrities need clipping into dresses. I don't have that problem because nothing's ever too big that I need to be stitched in or clipped in. My hair just decides that it doesn't want to stay in a bobble, and I've run out of bobby pins. So I've got a big sexy clip at the back of my hair for you today. It's 8:30 now, so I'm hoping I can get this video filmed, another video. It depends how long the battery lasts in the camera, so I'll try and film for as long as the camera lasts, but I'm not on a time scale today because he's in bed now, so I can film all night if I wanted. But it does look a little bit suspect because I have the blind up to let a bit of the light, well, there's no light there, but I need a mirror to look, that's why I always look over there, there's a mirror to see the back of the camera. And I was setting up both these lights, I've got big full face of makeup on, camera tripods going up in front of the bed, and I bet all the neighbours are like, oh why, what's going on in here then? And I'm like, I don't think so. So what have I got to say? I was going to do two separate videos actually because I've got quite a lot to say, but I'll combine them again. I know that it's a pain in the ass, but I don't want you to have to sit through two 20-minute videos where I can just make one half-an-hour long one. I know that's still a long time, isn't it? You've got better things to be doing than watching me, but I just like to chat. I just can't help but ramble. So I've actually, for the first time ever, made some notes. And I've got a pink pen and a new notepad just because, and I've actually made a couple of notes for the first time ever, so I've got them today. So I'm sure I won't run out of things to say anyway, but never mind, just in case. I've got some notes on my pad. I've also got a list of a facts video I'm going to be doing, so like a 25 facts about me. I keep getting tagged on Instagram to do it, like a little picture and people can tag you in it, but I am so rubbish at it takes me so long to type what I've had for tea, and it's not that I can't type quick enough, it's just that my fingers are so fat that it's like blah, 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 and I spell stuff wrong and I have to go back and erase it, and it takes me ages. So I thought I'd rather make a video with my facts than type it because it would take me all night and I would still make a mistake and or something wouldn't make sense. So I thought I'll just do a video. So the people that have tagged me, thank you very much if you're watching. I will be doing a video and I will upload it as soon as I can. I will give you a quick recap. I have got to give you an update on my week 10 and week 11 weigh-in results. I've got both of them for you as well, so I will go all the way back to week 10. And I think I may have mentioned at the end of that video that I was in the middle of doing a red week or about to start a red week. Just because I felt like I was getting a bit, not complacent, but I don't know, I just felt like a bit of a change, something a bit different really. And also I kind of thought, oh, if I do a red week I'll have like a really massive loss, you know, like 7-8 pounds or something, because I know Sarah got 7 pounds when she did her red week, so I was like, oh, I'd love to just get like that, like a one-off. I didn't find it overall a difficult week until I then began doing my extra easy week again. I kind of thought, oh, this isn't too bad, I've got, you know, my 2 healthy extras, and I should have really utilised that more. I would just forget and be like, oh yeah, I've had bread or whatever, because I'm so in that mindset of just having one of each, plodding along, and then I think, I've not had this, or I could have had that, and I just wish that I'd planned my meals better. So I would say, if you are thinking of doing a red week, is to plan what you're going to have, so you don't forget that you know, especially things like, I bought parsnips on the shop, but then I've decided I was going to do a red week, so they went to waste because you'd have to sin them on a red week, and I didn't really want to do that. So definitely, if you are going to do one, I would plan your meals, your snacks, drinks, whatever you fancy doing. Just make sure you have a rough idea, so when you do your shopping, you know you've got loads of veg in, loads of fruit in, because that's what you're filling up on, that's what's going to make you full. So I'd have a lot of like roasted chicken breast with loads of veg, like I'd have cabbage, broccoli, carrots, roasted onions all on one plate and just have that. I was eating a lot of, I had sandwiches, so I was using my Healthy Extra B and A for sandwiches, so I'd make like a tuna melt, so that's one thing I used to love before Slimming World. I used to get like on a big crusty baguette and chips, and I would have one of them, but I did make like little tuna melts. I was eating a few Rivita, so I was utilising my Healthy Extras. I just forgot that I could have extra ones, which I was annoyed with myself about. But I found it alright, it wasn't too bad. I was thinking this the other night, that if Slimming World was still green and red days, I don't think that I'd be able to do it. Because I really did miss my carbs. Like, there's some days where I don't even have them just because I don't fancy them, which is fine, and I think that's okay. But when you actually know that you do want them and you're thinking, oh, I wish I could just have chips with this, or I wish I could just have that, then you miss it so much more because you're not allowed it. That's the problem with all these diets, isn't it? That you take something away and you instantly want it again. So I was waiting, I couldn't wait for Tuesday, so I was like, I'm going to have some chips and I'm going to have jacket potato and I'm going to have this, and I was excited to get back on Extra Easy. So that proved it to me that I didn't enjoy it that much, because I don't think I would do it unless I really had to, as like a bit of a boost, or if I was going away and I needed to lose a bit more weight, I would maybe do it then. But I don't think as a rule I would be able to do red days. I don't think I could do it. So the weighing results for week 10, let's have a look in the book. I lost, so my red week, so after I did a red week, I lost 3.5 pounds, which brought my weight to 18 stone 5. Now my starting weight, if you are not too sure of that, was 20 stone 9.5, and I got down to 18.5. So I was pretty chuffed with that. And that week I actually got a Slimmer of the Week. I can see you all now going, yeah, certificates. I think they hate me with my group, but anyway, I got Slimmer of the Week certificate, and I also won Slimmer of the Month again. So can you see it? I don't know if it's focusing, probably not. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So yes, I was very, very happy with that. I don't think they're too chuffed, because the way she announces it, she's like, and guess who's got Slimmer of the Week, and guess who's got, and they just point at me, and I'm like, sorry. Even though I didn't lose as much as I wanted to, I kind of, that night, I'd put like a £5 marker in my head, and I thought I'd be really, really happy with 5. And then when I was a bit disappointed, and they were like, why are you disappointed with 3.5? And I was like, oh yeah, I suppose, because a lot of them, the people at my group, lose like £1 and £0.5, and a lot of them do gain quite a lot of the time. It's more of like a social group that people go for, not like they're not like hardcore weight loss people. They kind of just float along and they chat with, they've got loads of friends there, and a lot of them are sort of older because it's like a morning class in a little village, so they kind of just more go for a chat and a coffee really. But I would have loved to have a nice £7 like Sarah Fagan. I would have loved it. I would have jumped off them scales and done a lap round bloody chairs, but it was 3.5, so I got half of what I could have had. I wasn't too disheartened with it. I would have loved more because it was a red week and everyone goes like, oh yeah, you lose loads on red weeks, and I suppose £3.5 is like a really good loss. But I think it's that problem of when you set yourself a target in your mind, when you think, oh, in my mind I've said 7 or I've said 5, and you don't get it, then you're going to be disappointed. So I don't think I should do that really, set myself a goal, because if I don't get it, I would be disappointed. If I set myself a goal of a stone and I got £10, I'd probably be disappointed because I didn't get my stone. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm talking rubbish. It's late, it's night time now, isn't it? It's 8:45 now. I've no idea what I'm talking about. This is just pop, by the way. I don't drink. I don't need to, do I? Oh my god, I didn't tell you, did I? Why did I forget that? Have I wrote that? I mean, I've written notes and I'm not even checking them. Oh, I have written it down and I've not even... Why do I bother? Why did I bother writing them notes? I'm not even checking them. Anyway, last Tuesday, we were in the car and we just dropped Finley off at nursery because he goes to nursery on Tuesdays, and we was literally, it's in another village where Slimming World, our group is, well, my group, and we was driving there and the car starts shaking and Matt's like, we're going to have to turn around, we're going to have to turn around. I was like, what? I was like, I've just done a red week, I've just been mega strict with myself, eating really well, no chips, no carbonaras, nothing, and now you're telling me the car's broken down and I can't even get to group and prove that I've done well. So anyways, I've come back home. We weren't that far from home, so we had to turn around. The car was like going so we had to come back home. But I was like, for God's sake, so I was going to get the bus, but because we're in a village, they're not like normal buses, they're like happy shopper buses or whatever they're called, like filed villages and all of that. So they only come like once every half an hour, and I think I'd just missed one and I was waiting for the other one. I didn't know which side of the road it was on because it's not a bus that I would usually get. I would always head into Lytham way. I would have been going the opposite way to a different village, and I was just like, oh, for God's sake. So I stood at the bus stop waiting, thinking, right, it don't matter, no worries, no bloody coat, freezing cold, stressed, really off. And I rung my consultant to say, oh, just let you know, I'm running really late, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And she was like, okay, no, that's fine, don't worry, you were allowed to not be really early because I'm usually there bang on time and I'm having to wait. They don't open the way in and I'm already in the queue, well, like second or something. But yeah, so I was so effing stressed. The bus was taking forever, didn't have a clue where it was, really annoyed. I nearly said to Matt, well, I said, go and ask next door neighbour and borrow her car, and she's mental, she's like about 90, and I said, go and borrow her car, and he was like, oh yeah, right. But anyway, that's a different story. So I was waiting for the bus. Was a bus coming? No way. Was it not? No. So the car's already broken down. Picture it. Stressed. Weighing morning. I'm already stressed as it is. I didn't sleep the night before because I worked myself up like it's Father Christmas. I was thinking, I'm going to get a really good loss tomorrow. I'm so excited. I can't wait to step on the scales and just be so happy that I've lost all this weight. Like proper working myself up that I'd lost all this weight. And I was thinking, why have I done this? So I couldn't sleep all night like it was Christmas Eve because I was so excited. So I'd not slept, and it's my own fault for thinking that. Anyway, we got in, car broken down, bus weren't coming, so I thought, right, sod this, I'm getting a taxi. I rung a taxi and it was cutting it fine. I managed to get there in the end, but anyway, the taxi driver came and I got in the cab and he was like, right, hang on a sec, and all of a sudden, I've not been in a taxi for years, and they've got like these, it's like a TomTom, but I think you have to, he was trying to click picked up at this address and then taken off to wherever, and it'll calculate the fare as you go in. And he was like pushing the buttons, and was it working? And he went to him and went, oh, sorry love, I've not been doing this job for very long. I've what did he say? Oh, I've not done this job for years, it's all changed now. I was like, bloody great. I was like, someone doesn't want me to get weighed today, someone does not want me to get weighed. I was waiting in the taxi for ages and he was around with this thing, and he was like, oh, I'm taking it you've done this route before, meaning that you've gone to Fat Club before. And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, how much does it cost then? I was like, what? I don't know how much it cost. I was like, £8, because I'm guessing that's how much it would have cost. It probably would have cost more if I'm honest. But I was sat in the back of this cab and Matt was at the window like, what are you doing? And he just turned around the driver and was like, you're not in a rush, are you? I was like, of course I'm in a rush. And I said, well, I need to be there by 10, and it's like 1:45 nearly. Oh, you'll be there, you'll be there. So anyway, we finally set off after we've agreed a price. Driving down roads, slowest drivers in the world, bicycles. It was a nightmare trying to get there. An absolute nightmare it was. Someone did not want me to get weighed that morning, honest to God. And then the driver was like, oh, do you work the club I go to? It's like a Catholic club. And he went, oh, do you work at the Willows? I was like, no, I'm going to go and get weighed at Fat Club. And he was like, oh. And then I told him, I said, I bet I bloody lost some weight from this morning. And I was telling him all about my stressful morning. And then I think he got the hint that I was a bit miffed that we had to sit in the car. Oh my goodness, I was so stressed. So I probably lost an extra £0.5 pound through stress that morning trying to get to Fat Club. So I got there and I weighed in about 10 to. Yeah, it was about 10 to, but I got there and it wasn't too bad. And I'd lost weight, so I couldn't be too bothered. But still, can you see that I'm getting worked up now about it? I'm like, oh, tense thinking about it. It gives me stress. Right, what else have I got to talk to you about? Let's have a look at this. Sum of the week. Oh, sum of the month. So if you was wondering, I lost £11 to get that award there. I think the first time I won it last month was my first month I was eligible, I think. I lost £16 altogether, and this month I lost 11. I've realised since I started Slimming World that I don't know if it's because I'm talking to more people that I'm just actually like this all the time and never realised, or Slimming World has given me some kind of weird way of writing or talking that makes everything I say sound like an innuendo, and I don't know where that's coming from, if it is actually me that's doing that, or it's maybe I'm just like that constantly all the time. Who knows? I'll give you a quick example. I was talking to Phoebe on Instagram, and she'd written on a picture something about, here's my tea with a good old dash of Tommy K, and I was like, oh, like for tomato sauce. I haven't heard somebody use Tommy K since I lived at home, and my dad used to say it all the time, and that was like that's what he would just call ketchup all the time. He wouldn't call it anything else. And I'm laughing now thinking about it. And so I said, oh, I wish I could find what I wrote. I can't find it because Instagram's still down. She'd put about this Tommy K thing, and I put, oh, I've not heard that for so long. That reminded me of my dad. And because she's from sort of the northern region, but sort of that way from Yorkshire, but I'm like Lancashire, I thought maybe she'll know about jockey whips, right? So I put, oh wow, I've not heard someone use Tommy K since I lived at home. Another one of my dad's favourites was also jockey whips with 2 winky faces. And to me, that read fine. But then when she came back to me, she was like, oh right, I have no idea what you're talking about. Do I even want to know what jockey whips are? And then I read it back, and I was howling in the front room with Matt, absolutely howling. Obviously she thought that I meant TITS, not chips. So actually you're probably listening to this now thinking, what the friggin' hell are jockey whips? They're just chips. So my dad always used to say, oh, I'll have some jockeys or whatever. And it's just something that I thought most people around here knew what it was. Obviously not. Because I said, the way I'd written it was like, oh, my dad's favourite are jockey whips with 2 winky faces. So Matt was absolutely wetting his pants. I couldn't stop laughing, and I was thinking, what is happening to me? Everything I write just comes out like really, really bad. Like, why did I have to put winky faces? And oh, I don't know. But anyway, that was one example. So thank you, Phoebe, for letting me know that not everybody knows what that meant. So even if you didn't know, you've now been enlightened. The second example is when I was at Slimming Club. When was it? Not last week, a couple of weeks ago. We were chatting about how much weight I'd lost, and they said, oh, does Matt still do, you know? And I said, oh yeah, he's lost, you know, 1 stone, it would have been at the time, about 1.5 stone or something, and I've lost however much it would have been. And then she said, oh, do you have a car? And I was like, oh yeah, why? And she said, oh, just think of the weight on the chassis, just think how much is less on that now. And I was like, oh yes. And then the night before, me and Matt were talking about the bed, right? Wait, no, not like that. And I said, oh, the weight on that was lying on the bed, because my mattress on that fight was starting to like dint. I mean, granted it is memory foam, but it was actually like leaving an imprint when I wasn't even there, which is a bit worrying. So I was saying to Matt, oh, the bed's now not taking as much weight. But obviously when I said that back out to people in the group, they were like, whoa, too much information, we don't want to know. And I was like, what? No, I've just basically implied that like as something perverted to all of these old ladies in Fat Club. Oh, what's wrong with my mind? I don't understand why I can't stop these words coming out of my mouth. I'll quickly move on to my week 11 weigh-in results, and also how that week has been as well. I went straight back onto extra easy that week. I wasn't even that careful. I was a bit worried. I thought, oh god, because I've not had carbs for a week, as soon as I'm going to eat, I'm going to pile loads of weight on. So if I'm honest, I was expecting to maintain or even a slight gain on Tuesday. I was thinking, oh no, because the amount of potatoes I was eating, I was like, oh, I'm not bothered. I was like, you know, they're free on extras, I'll just have them. And usually I'm a bit restricted. I'll be like, well, I'll have the smaller of the jacket potatoes, or this week I was like, no, I'm just having it, don't care. So I had it, and I could tell that I was eating carbs at the beginning of the week. My stomach was so like sore, like bloated sore, and I could really tell that I was eating them, but it didn't bother me that much to stop. I just carried on. I needed, from my weigh-in last week, I needed 2.5 pounds this week to get my 2.5 stone award, and I was like, I think I'm pushing it at that with the amount of potatoes and things I've been eating. I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it. Stepped on the scales and I'd lost 3 pounds. So I really wasn't expecting that. That was a massive shock. I can show you my book now because I've got no more after that. So my weight now is 18 stone 2 pounds. So I need another 2 pounds. Would it be 2 pounds off? Or 3 pounds to get to the 17s. But anyway, can you see? I don't know if you can. So that's that, and then that's the back of my book now with all my new certificate stickers on, sorry. There. And then, because I did get my 3 pounds, I got my 2.5 stone award. Now it's starting to get serious now. I was saying this to Matt. It's starting to get serious. Like, that's a lot of weight, isn't it, to lose 2.5 stone. Oh, and I also got, I did get some of the week, but she'd run out of certificates, so I got it on one of these snazzy achievement certificates that she's got. And there was 3 some of the week, so I didn't feel that bad this week. And I donated my share of the prize. I said, oh, you can have it. I said, I feel bad enough as it is, so I'll let them fight it out between themselves. I kind of think now, after 2.5 stone, I'll be getting my 3 stone certificate next, and that's getting into like some serious hardcore weight, because a lot of people only need to lose between 1 and 2 stone, and that's where they need to be for people that just need to lose a little bit of weight. But when you start losing 3 stone, 4, you know, that's starting to get into quite a lot of weight. So I'm really, they're the kind of numbers that I'm quite excited about. I kind of knew that I would be able to get to 2 stone something because I've been able to do it before, but I've never actually gone past. I've kind of lost 2 stone 12-ish, around that, and I haven't lost any more than that before on my own or ever. I've only ever got to that point and then quit or had enough and just thrown it all in. But this time it'll be the most that I will have lost, getting to that 3 stone certificate, so that will make a huge, that will be a massive milestone for me, just to get that 1 3 stone, and then from there it's just getting mad, isn't it? It's just like a lot of weight. I haven't really noticed in myself that I've lost a lot of weight yet. Sometimes I can kind of tell, but really I don't know. No one's mentioned anything yet. I keep saying to Natasha that I need to come to hers to go and see her to see grandma, because she notices everyone that's lost weight. So I'm coming to grandma's so she can see, and I will wear my best dress, put my frock on, and I'll come to yours, and then we'll drive up to grandma's and we'll go and see her, and she'll comment on how fabulous we look. No one's Matt's noticed, so he's said, oh, I can really tell. And what has he said? What did he say? He's the most loveliest man at trying to give you a compliment. Like, he tries his hardest to think of a descriptive word, but his compliments are so not complimentary. So today he said, wow, you look so much slimmer. You're not as and as anymore. I was like, thank you, Matthew. That makes me feel so much better. He's like, oh, I didn't mean that. He said, what I meant by it was that you used to be quite slim at the top, and then at the bottom you'd go BAM, and you'd be really bigger. And he was like, you know, like a wedding dress. You'd look like a wedding dress. I was like, oh, Matthew, that's not helping. So he tries his best to compliment me, but he just, the words don't match what he's thinking. I go to the chemist a lot to pick prescriptions up and things, so I'm waiting for like someone at the chemist to comment, or nursery. Nursery haven't made a comment yet, so I'm waiting to see if nursery notice. I think a lot of people find it a bit touchy. They don't want to say, oh, have you lost weight? Oh, because when fat people are like in that weird, oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't think they want to insult you by saying, have you lost weight? As in, I noticed that you were fat and now you're not as fat, and it's like saying that you already noticed something about them that wasn't good, and now it's great that you're not as big as you were. So I think people are always a bit wary about actually saying, oh, have you lost weight, until you've lost like a ton of weight. So I've not had anyone say anything to me yet, but I'm sitting here waiting. My clothes still fit. Everything still fits fine. Things are a little bit baggy, so like leggings, and like I wear comfy pants in the house a lot, and I can tell where I was bigger and I'd like stretch the fabric, so you're like on the bum where it's like pulled, it's like now hanging like sagging. That's gross, isn't it? But you can tell that like my bum's gone in and my thighs have gone in because things are just sort of hanging now rather than clinging to me, but they still fit. Like the waistband is still fine. I think it's just that everything I was wearing was so tight, so I think I'm just actually fitting into clothes now rather than just busting out of them and not wear. Like a lot of the stuff I wear now I didn't even wear before because it fit, but I just never wore it because it didn't fit. So I'm just waiting for my jeans to fall off me. I'm in a pair of jeans that didn't fit me, so I can't really say that. It's just that I don't class them as me going down a size because I'm not pulling old clothes out. It's just stuff that was lying around that I purposely didn't wear because I knew that it was too uncomfortable and too tight. So maybe I have gone down a couple of dress sizes, and I'm just saying I'm not, because I'm still in that mindset of them clothes fit when really they didn't. They were like 2 sizes too small. I did pick up these books at Group the other day. I got the Low Sin Snacks book for 2014 and the, what is it, free branded food. So the branded one has got things like, if you shop at Asda or Morrison's or wherever you shop, you might be able to find in here things that are free. I think it's everything that's free that's in Sainsbury's, Waitrose, so you can have a quick look through, and if you're doing shopping you think, oh actually I fancy some of that, and you know that it's free, just whack it in your trolley and you're alright, then you're good to go. But I thought that was quite handy because the app's so glitchy. Do you find that the app just doesn't work half the time, or you type in like bread and it's like, did you mean mince? And I'm like, no. It doesn't seem very accurate and up to date, and I think if Slimming World need to take any kind of updates, like they do amazing books and the certificates are all great and the pack that you get is amazing and you've got so much information in, but the app seems so 10 years ago. It just doesn't seem to me like it works very well, and I don't know if that's because I've got an Android phone and maybe it could be just Android that's glitchy, but I just find that the app's a bit of a nightmare to use. I just don't enjoy using it. It just doesn't find things. It'll only show you 30 things on a page and no more after that. So you're like, well, what happens if my thing I needed was on the second bit? I never find it because there's no next button. So I think they just need to rework the app. So I've got these because I can never find anything, so I thought these are quite handy. And I'm not a big snacker, but they're just handy to have around, and Matt likes a good snack. He's always snacking on all sorts. But I thought they'd be good if I'm just going through the shopping and just pick a few bits up. And for £1.95 each, I don't think they're that bad. They did have a massive book, like a big thick Bible type thing. It was huge, and I think that's like the app but in book form, so I didn't get that, but I might actually pick that up. It depends how long's left on it, because I know they do republish them every year, don't they? So it just depends how long it's going to last. But they're my new little purchases for the week. I think I'll probably leave it there today. I've gone on quite a lot and it's quite a long video, and I don't want to bore you all to death again like I always do, but let me know if there is anything else you want to see, anything video wise. I will, I'm going to do another one now, and I will do as many as you want me to. I can film anything. Hopefully this setup was okay. Let me know what you think about the quality and if the lighting was okay. I will be able to see back when I do the editing to see if it's any good or not. And fingers crossed, I really hope it's okay. My face will probably be slightly more shadowed here, but it's the best of a bad job in it really. It's just with the light going and the night's drawing in, it's just, I'm not going to be left with any option to film, because if he doesn't decide to nap anymore, then it's only going to be night time. I'm going to be able to film. Let me know if you want any particular videos filming. Of course I will do that. Every time the shopping comes, I think, I know, I'll record my weekly shop, and it comes and I put it away, and I'm like, oh god, I forgot to do filming the shopping. So I might do one of them for you if you're interested in seeing what I buy on the shop. It's usually the same most weeks, so I probably wouldn't do it every week because you would see exactly the same things that I'm buying, but every now and again when I'm buying a couple of different bits and bobs, I can film that for you. I don't tend to do proper vlog like family vlogs. I'm not too comfortable holding a camera and talking to it. I don't know what the difference is. It's weird that, isn't it, that a still camera I can talk to, but if I was having to hold it, and I think if I had to film like around Matt, I'd be like, oh, cringe. And he watches my videos, so it's not like he doesn't watch them, but I don't know. Thank you all so much. I think I've gone over like 270 subscribers now, which is absolutely crazy. There is not a minute on this earth that I thought that I would even get over 100 like anytime soon. And it's like I've only been doing it for the past couple of weeks, like a month or two, and all these people want to watch me, and they've said, I've had so many lovely comments this week, oh my god, I'm going to Slimming World tonight, you've inspired me, please can you stay in touch? And I'm like, of course I can. So if you want to message me or send me a comment, then please do. I don't always get around to replying to them straight away, just because my computer is a complete nightmare. It's a duffer, it's a mess. It's brand new, near enough, it's falling apart, it's doing my head in, it was a waste of money. But so I don't always get to reply to them straight away, just because it's a nightmare to sit down and actually reply, because my YouTube just, I've said before, it just like refreshes, it's a pain. So I will get round to them as soon as I can, I promise. But thank you all so much for being so lovely, so kind. It's just amazing, and I know 100% that I would not be able to do this without you all, without, you know, sitting here and talking to somebody and uploading a picture of my tea, and it just seems silly that that would be so big of a part of a journey, but literally this is the biggest part. Losing weight is just the sideline for me now. It's like I get to talk to all these different people, and like they're becoming friends, and it's just amazing. I just love every second of it. I'm just loving every single minute of it. So I just want to thank you so much for subscribing, for just watching, for anything that you do. I love it. And if you got to the end of this video, well done, because it's going to be a long one and I've talked absolute nonsense yet again. But thank you all so much, and I will see you for my next video and a couple of others after that. So thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.